Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas. Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejados.
Because this here's the wildest ride in the wilderness.
Hello, everybody. I'm Alicia.
And I'm Nathan.
Welcome to episode 21 of Our Adventures and Mousecapades.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome. Today, we are talking about the many surprising uses of coconut oil.
Oh, do tell.
Okay. I mean, besides using it for cooking.
Whoa. That's a different podcast. Let's not go there.
What exactly are you thinking?
Like gardening, right?
Hair and skin?
Sure. Yeah, and gardening.
Okay.
Yeah. It's how you grow coconuts. No? Okay. Anyhow, we are continuing our trip, or talking about our trip down to Disneyland a few weeks ago in April for spring break of 2022. And like last time, we're focusing on a single park. This time, it's California Adventure Park.
Yes. We're talking about California Adventure. I love California Adventure. It's so fun.
Yeah, it's one of, if not my favorite park. It is. I don't remember what I said in the intro episode, but I love this park a lot.
And we got to visit Avengers campus this time. And Oh man, I could stay there all day, seriously.
Yeah, this was our first visit with Avengers campus open. And it was fantastic.
Yes.
Mostly because of the pretzel at Pim. But no, seriously, the whole rest of it was amazing.
Yeah.
And, yeah, but I digress.
Yes.
I don't want to get ahead of ourselves.
We're going to do what we did in the Disneyland episode and just go area by area of the park. Talk about what's there attraction-wise and dining-wise and our experiences in that specific area of the park.
Exactly. So yeah, as you come into California Adventure through the gates, you are dropped right onto Buena Vista Street, which is basically the analog to Main Street, USA. You are in the golden era of Hollywood in the 20s and the 30s, and it's just, the theming is fantastic. There aren't really any attractions on Buena Vista Street per se. Technically, the red car trolley is there on Buena Vista Street, though it also traverses through other areas of the park. It was not running when we were there.
No.
I just saw something the other day. I don't think it's back yet, but it's back very soon.
Yep.
After the park closures and everything.
There is some dining there, though. They have Mortimer's Market, Clarabelle's hand-scooped ice cream, Fiddler, Pfeiffer, and Practical Cafe, which is the Starbucks location, Carthay Circle Restaurant.
Oh, nice.
And Carthay Circle Lounge, alfresco dining.
Indeed.
And there's a little hub area there as well. We got ice cream from Clarabelle's hand-scooped ice cream.
It was so good.
Sterling and I shared the kitchen sink. And yeah, just yummy ice cream. There's also character sightings there. Like we saw Horace Horsecollar, which I don't know if I've ever seen Horace before, which was kind of cool. I love seeing obscure characters in the parks every once in a while. And they also have kind of in the area right around Carthay Circle, they had some of the denizens of Hollywood. I don't remember, or citizens of Hollywood.
Yes.
I don't know the character names though.
Yeah,
I know
either.
they each have their own particular name, but there's a couple of them out there. I know we saw Mickey in his dapper gear and Goofy in his dapper gear.
Speaking of character names, in that hub, one time I was passing through that hub there at the end of Buena Vista, there was the little band, the Hollywood band, and they were introducing themselves as in the middle of one of the songs, and the band name is the Five and Dime, and it's 5 musicians, and they all have their own character names and background stories and cool whatnots. And then the singer's name, the vocalist's name, her name is Dime.
Oh,
and so it's
Five and Dime.
5 instrumentalists and Dime.
Nice.
I thought that was cool.
That is cool. That's pretty much all that we experienced right there in that area. we could definitely spend time there, but again, super crowded. It was really crowded when we were down there. It was pretty much just a through point at that time.
Yeah, Caitlin and I walked through all of the shops on both sides of the street at one point. I think it was just her and I. And yeah, I mean, there's a lot of cool stuff there, and you know, merch is fun and all the rest of that stuff. But yeah, it's not as big of a draw, and it's actually not as long, if memory serves, as Main Street across the way. In Disneyland. So it's a good entrance to the park. It's a central place. Get some merch on your way out, and yeah, absolutely go get yourself some hand scooped ice cream.
Good stuff.
Now, we didn't go this time around, but we've had meals, we've had dinner at Carthay Circle before.
We have. It's an amazing restaurant.
Fantastic restaurant. In the, I guess, moving forward, once World of Color is up and running again, which I believe is soon. I don't think it is yet. I may be wrong on that. But the World of Color evening show, kind of in the lake, over by Pixar Pier, you can do a dinner package. So like we've done dinner at Carthay Circle, and then you get prime viewing location for World of Color. Yeah, that's the way to do it. It's fantastic. Highly recommended.
I know they've changed how they do it, and I haven't looked into the new way. I know they've changed the seating areas for the World of Color, and possibly some of the dining packages as well. But yeah, if you can do a dining package, if you're wanting to see World of Color for prime viewing, it's a good way to go.
But Carthay Circle restaurant, yeah, if you can get a spot.
It's a signature signature dining. Yes. So it comes with the price tag.
Yeah, but it's
delicious.
It's worth it. It's totally worth it.
The next land is Hollywood Land. And the attractions there are the Disney Junior Dance Party, Mickey's PhilharMagic, and Disney Animation, which has Sorcerer's Workshop, Animation Academy, and Turtle Talk with Crush. And there is also Monsters Incorporated, Mike and Sully to the rescue.
Indeed. And then for dining, we have Award Wieners, Schmoozies, Fairfax Market, Studio Catering Company, and Hollywood Lounge.
For the attractions, we went on Mickey's PhilharMagic.
Yes.
And I was excited to go on this one because they have the new update on it. Coco is in it.
Yeah.
They added Coco to that, which is really, really good. I love Coco. I love the music. I love just the whole film itself is really fun.
PhilharMagic's just fun. It's a 3D show of just lots of different vignettes from different movies and things. It's a fantastic, some would call it a filler attraction. It's a good way to get into some air conditioning and have a seat, but it's a fun show.
Yeah, good music.
Absolutely.
Nice thing to see.
Yeah.
And while we were there, we went into something we hadn't before, into the Disney animation area. I had seen something on a blog somewhere about this is someplace you should really go check out. And it has the Sorcerer's Workshop, which I don't know how to describe this. It's kind of like a little animation place. I don't know. It reminded me of steampunk, kind of, just the way it was decorated. And it also had the Beast's library from Beauty and the Beast in there, too.
Yeah. They have all sorts of contraptions that basically walk you through how the optical illusion of animation and really motion pictures works. You have lots of different images or pictures that are slightly different from each other. And then you can turn the crank, and then, through a small slit, you can see, that image moving around.
Yeah. The circular drum things.
Yeah. It was really neat. Yeah. Like it was fun. It was fantastic. It was really well done. And then, the Beast's library was really cool. And you can sit down with a digital storybook, and it'll tell you who what Disney character you were most like. I think I was Marlin.
You were Marlin.
Yeah.
Sterling was Winnie the Pooh. I think I didn't do one. But the neat thing about the library is you go in and it's like the library. It's huge, very tall. And it actually goes through a bit of a transformation while you're there.
Oh, that's right.
You'll have like lightning flash, and the picture above the fireplace is of, I'm going to mess up the name. I think it's Prince Adam, the Beast.
I don't remember.
And the lightning will flash, and then all of a sudden you'll get like the slashes through the painting,
Yeah.
the claw marks and everything turns a little bit darker, and
The fire goes out.
fire goes
Yeah.
out.
It's cool.
Nice
It's-
little atmosphere
Yeah.
in there.
Absolutely. We also did Turtle Talk with Crush
Yes.
when we were over there. And that was
That was a lot of fun.
That was amazing.
We had 2 of our party of 5 get called on
Yes.
by Crush.
Yes. So Caitlin and her friend kind of sat at the very back, like dead in the middle. And then Sterling wanted to kind of go up with where all the other kind of kids were sitting closer to the front. And there were 3 people called on and singled out during the show. And like Caitlin's friend and then Sterling were 2 of the 3. So like our party kind of made out like bandits on that one.
I'm trying to remember what Crush said to Caitlin's friend. It was basically asking where she was from, and she said Seattle, and there's something else. But I know Sterling's question that he asked Crush was if he had a favorite child. And the expression on Crush's face was basically
like, what do you
he
mean?
was like horrified, like, no, I do not. It was very funny.
So there's a comedian who kind of behind the curtain, if you will, who does, the voice. And so they're able to
Comedian.
somebody who's funny.
Okay. Yeah, that's true.
Who's behind the voice and doing, the animation, and then it's live animated. Crush, the turtle from Finding Nemo, is animated against the voice that's talking. So yeah, it was so well done. We had a lot of fun. That was a good time.
It's highly recommended. It's a fun little show.
Yeah.
And it's different every time because it's
Exactly.
interacting with the crowd.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also in Hollywoodland is the Avengers Superstore. I think it's called like Lot 17 or something like that,
Yeah.
which is not a part of Avengers campus. It's over in Hollywoodland, but it's a huge warehouse full of Avengers gear.
Yeah.
We walked around in there. It has some large props, I guess is what
Yeah.
you'd call them. Like there's a humongous pretzel,
Yeah.
like 15-foot high pretzel, and a drink.
And then effectively, it's just a merch.
Yeah.
It's a merch shop.
Yeah. It's just a merch shop.
It seems like it's like a festival venue or some other large open interior. Like it's not a warehouse space, but like it's a big event space. And then they have part of it roped off at least at this point to be a gigantic merch shop for all the Avengers stuff that's available in the various smaller shops and stands and whatnot throughout DCA and Avengers campus.
Yep. There's also an art store over there called Off the Page, which we looked through and purchased a couple of prints.
Yes, we did.
Yep. So we have added those to our library.
Indeed. Our collection.
Our collection. Yes.
Exactly. We talked about that last time. Like we get Disney art and I'm really happy with the stuff that we got.
Yeah, it's from the same artist too.
Yeah.
It's 2 prints from the same artist.
Yeah. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for, or at least we had been waiting for, because we haven't been to Disney California Adventure since this opened, Avengers Campus.
And the attractions in Avengers Campus are Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout
Yep.
and Web Slingers, a Spider-Man adventure.
Yeah. Dining over there, you have a lot of fantastic options. Those include Terran Treats, Pym Tasting Lab, Pym Test Kitchen, and Shawarma Palace. I think there's also Shawarma Palace
too. There is, I don't know if that counts as a kiosk or not.
I think they're both kind of booths.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, the Pym Test Kitchen, on the outside, it looks like it's some really weird stuff. And you've got like this big French toast brick during breakfast time that has like blue dye through it and a bunch of other stuff. And, but it's so good. And we talked about it, a lot about all this food on our food episode a few weeks ago. So I won't go into it, but the gigantic soft pretzel that they have is just amazing.
We ate there a lot.
Yeah, we did.
We ate there a lot, and I will probably go back there. I don't know what time I'm going to end up getting over there, but California Adventure is my first park, and if they're doing breakfast, I'm going to get some of that.
Absolutely. And
Cinnamon toast stuff.
exactly.
Deliciousness.
Alicia's going down for the Star Wars celebration here in a couple weeks, leaving her family all alone at home.
Yep. Well, you do college tours.
Yeah,
Yep.
Yeah, we have things to do now, but so that's what she's talking about. If you weren't around last week for last week's episode, she's going to have a day in the parks. A whirlwind day to try to do everything.
Yeah. No.
Maybe not.
No. We did a lot in Avengers Campus.
We did.
There was a lot to experience, and we still didn't get to it all.
Yeah.
We saw a lot of characters too.
Yeah.
We saw Ant-Man walking around. We saw Moon Knight, which was really cool.
And we saw
Mr. Knight too. And I think that was like, he had just premiered on the show like the day before or something like that. It was really cool.
It was awesome.
And we actually hadn't seen that episode yet either. I was like, oh, look, Moon Knight has a suit. There's a suit in a suit. Who else did we see? We saw the Dora Milaje, which was...
Oh, that was cool.
That was such an emotional experience. Thor, Loki, Black Widow, Taskmaster, Black Panther, Spider-Man, Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Everybody.
All of the characters.
We didn't see Wanda. I think Wanda's there now.
Yeah.
America's there now, which is really cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Who else? Did I see Captain Marvel? I know we saw Captain Marvel too.
Anyhow, so yeah, we saw a lot of characters, and a lot of them were interacting. We did the kind of front and center there for the Dora Milaje show, training montage, if you will, and Sterling got singled out to, as part of their training, and that was fun. Sterling went over to do the dance off with the
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, those
they have
folks.
a little dance off thing in front of the Mission Breakout Tower.
Yeah. It was fun. We did web slingers twice.
We paid for
one of them.
Yeah, we did the fancy ride individual lightning lane thing. Yeah,
whatever, the fancy ride.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of fun. It's intense. Like, there's just a lot of stuff coming at you.
It goes fast.
It goes so fast.
Yeah, and your arms hurt at the end.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I went in with the thought that I was going to do like finger guns. So I did finger guns. I didn't do like the typical Spider-Man web slinging wrist thing. I did finger guns the whole time, both times. And I got best in car for the first time.
Yeah.
And then I think you guys tried finger guns on the second time and didn't do any better. Sterling did better.
Something was wrong with the sensor for me, because I tried finger guns in the first scene you're in, or scene or two, and I got really low scores. And then I did like the regular web slingy action that I had been doing before.
Yep.
And I got really low scores. Like, it was just not.
It just wasn't tracking
registering.
You on that one.
Yeah.
It's a fun ride. I like that.
Yeah.
I did like that one. So we were able to get onto it a second time, just like in the evening, and maybe waited half hour or something like that. It wasn't too bad. I liked that ride.
I will say, I was really frustrated that it wasn't tracking me well.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that was a one-time thing, if it was, I don't know. There's so many variables.
Yeah.
It honestly dissuaded me from wanting to try it again. Just because I got so kind of bummed out that it wasn't doing what it should have been doing.
Were you in the same spot each time? The one where it was tracking you, were you in the middle part of the car or the end car?
No, I think I was in the middle where it was tracking me. Okay. Or was I don't remember which one it didn't work.
Okay. Yeah.
It may have been in the middle. It worked better. And then when I was over on the side, there's 4 seats across. I think I didn't do as well when I was on the outside seat.
We'll just have to try it again sometime.
Yes. Science. For science.
For science. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That was a fun one. Mission Breakout.
Yeah.
None of us had been on this before.
Right.
Caitlin and I, and actually you too, Nathan, have done Tower of Terror.
Yes.
I do not enjoy Tower of Terror.
No, and I begrudgingly did it just because
Yep.
I was trying to be a good dad.
And we have heard that Mission Breakout is different. Just the whole feel of it is different, obviously, because it's not like Tower of Terror. It's more fun.
Right. Like there's a soundtrack going.
There's a soundtrack going, and they did change the ride mechanics a little bit as well.
Yeah, we've seen a documentary, and they talked about all of the changes they made to redo the Hollywood Tower of Terror into Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout. And it included, like, they literally changed the ride physics. Like, if you haven't been on it, it's a drop ride, right? There's this big platform and a bunch of people on it, and you've got a seatbelt, and then it just drops, and then it goes up, and then it goes down, and then up and down. But when it goes down, the platform actually goes down faster or has more acceleration than gravity. So like it's actually going faster. And you get thrown up off the seat a little bit. Now, that said, it was more bouncy than it was in the scary mode, if you will, of Tower of Terror in Florida. Like it was jaunty. Like
yes, it was a jaunty ride.
It was fun.
So Sterling was very trepidatious going into this. He was not sure about the whole thing. When we were in line, we did a lightning lane for this.
Yeah.
When we were in line, there was a family in front of us with kids fairly young, definitely younger than him.
Yeah.
And he asked them if they'd been on the ride before, and they said yes. And they said they loved it. It was a lot of fun. It kind of helped him because he was really scared. He was doing a good job of psyching himself out.
Yes.
And, it took a couple more. It's okay. You'll be all right. It's okay to be scared type things. And we got onto the ride, and we were, I think, front row.
Yes.
For this one. And the cast member said, "Is this anybody's first time on this ride?" And of course, all four of us put our hands up, and the car cheered for us.
Yeah, it was so cool.
They're like, "Yes, you guys are going to love it. It's going to be so fun." And that, I don't know, it's just really neat.
Yeah, that was cool.
Mm-hmm.
Cast members make a lot of magic, but other Disney guests like that, that was cool.
They were excited for us to be trying this ride.
Yeah.
And we loved it. Oh my gosh, that was so fun.
Yes.
And I'm trying to remember what we had. The first song we had was "Give Up the Funk" by the Parliament.
Yes.
Parliament. Good song.
Yes.
And we did that. We had an amazing time. We got off and saw Groot as we were coming out of the ride. There's the Groot walking around, but he was on a mission. He was Mission Breakout. He was
gone.
walking away. The second time we went on that was, I think, our last day there, maybe?
Yeah, it was our last day there.
Our last day there. And we got "Burning Love" by Elvis Presley on that one.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know what it was about that one. The seatbelt wasn't on me quite right, or maybe I wasn't back all the way in the seat, but I swear I was almost standing up when that thing was dropping. And I wasn't holding on at all on this.
Somebody in line said, like, "Hey, if you really want to have fun, don't hold on at all." And I had been holding on to trying to hold myself down to the seat the first time around, and I still had a lot of fun. And drop rides are not my cup of tea, but like this was fun.
Yes.
I hate Hollywood Tower of Terror. I will not do Tower of Terror. I will do Mission Breakout again, gladly. And so I didn't hold on. And holy cow, that was so
I was
much
scream laughing.
fun. It was amazing.
So giddy. Yeah.
Yeah.
That one was fun. We greatly enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I know it's not everybody's cup of tea. We were very pleasantly surprised at how much we enjoyed this ride.
Yep, absolutely. And I'm surprised how different it is from Hollywood Tower of Terror. Like it's night and day.
Yeah.
It really is. And it's not just the music. Like the physics adjustments made this fun and not scary.
Yes. And there's a couple of different shows that happen at Avengers Campus. So we saw the Dora Milaje, which is really nice.
Right. And that's kind of out in the courtyard.
There is a Doctor Strange show, which we did not get to see.
No, we tried, but
the line was so long to get in for that.
A couple times we tried and the lines were just...
Yeah. There's also the Avengers Assemble show, which is Black Widow and Black Panther taking on Taskmaster. My notes here say that they kicked Taskmaster's ass. That was pretty fun.
The one that I love the most is the Amazing Spider-Man or whatever it's called show. Like he's up on the roof and or on the whatever you call it, up on the building. And then if you've seen any videos about Avengers Campus, you have seen Spider-Man being flung like 100 feet high and through the air and stuff like that and doing all sorts of gymnastics. Oh, in person, it was so cool.
Just seeing that robot basically.
Yeah.
The mechanics of it and how they get that to work. And it's amazing to see.
Yeah.
I remember it was probably a couple years ago, maybe 3, actually more than that, 3 or 4 years ago, we saw something. I don't know if it was on the Imagineering story or something about a robot that they were developing.
Right.
And they didn't say what it was for. I don't know if they knew what it was for or not.
No, I have a feeling they knew what it was for, but they didn't say in the documentary.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, we're just always playing with technology.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they showed that robot flipping through the air.
Yeah.
But it was awesome just being able to see that realization.
Right.
Just
come to fruition.
Yes. It was really neat.
It's so well done. And then if any of you were Mythbusters fans or are Mythbusters fans from the Discovery Channel show from back in a decade or so ago, Grant Imahara was one of the robotics nerds on that show, and he was actually part of the team. He was an outside consultant that they brought in to help develop this robot, and it was one of the last projects he worked on before he unfortunately passed away a couple years ago. But it's so cool to see that thing fling it through the air.
I love Avengers Campus, and the music they have pumping in is from it's from the movies and superhero-y and feel good. And
and it's bigger than I thought it was. Like when you see stuff online or the little short ads for things, Avengers Campus seems like it's pretty small, and when you're there in person, like it's expansive.
Yeah, there's a lot of room in there. There's a couple of pinch point areas, or maybe it was just because it was so crowded. I don't know.
I think everything turned into a pinch point when we were there.
Yeah.
But it was fun. It can get crowded when people are standing around waiting for one of those shows to happen that's up on a rooftop.
Yep.
Or on a facade, or the Dora Milaje are coming through, or one of the other characters is walking through. Like, it gets a little rough to get through just because, the walkways turn into the viewing stands.
Yep.
So.
Yep. And there's over by Doctor Strange's area, there's a nice little picture spot.
Yeah.
That looks like the ground is retreating or going into a hole. And we got some good pictures of Sterling in that. Looks like he's falling or floating.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah.
The next area is Cars Land.
I love Cars Land.
Cars Land's great too. Yes. The attractions there are Mater's Junkyard Jamboree, Luigi's Rollickin' Roadsters, and Radiator Springs Racers.
Yep. And then dining options, you've got Fillmore's Taste Inn, the Cozy Cone Motel, which has a whole bunch of basically snack shops around there, and then Flo's V8 Cafe.
Yes, indeed. So for the rides, we did Mater's Junkyard Jamboree. That's fun.
That's so fun.
It's like alien swirling saucers over in Toy Story Land in Hollywood Studios.
Yes.
But looks like the tractor cows from Cars.
Yeah.
It is fun. It swings you around.
You get flung
it's just,
this way and that. It's so
it's a giggle fest.
Oh, totally. Absolutely. And Radiator Springs Racers is just so well done.
It is very well done.
The lines for that are always long.
Mm-hmm.
We had Genie Plus when we did this one.
Yeah, we did. We purchased.
Yep.
Yeah. This was an individual purchase. It wasn't specifically through Genie Plus.
Right. And then, it went down.
Yeah,
when we were in line.
We rode it once. And there was a bit of a wait on this one. A car, it sounds like, if I remember correctly, a car got stuck
Yeah.
somewhere.
Yeah.
So we got in line at 12:29 for Radiator Springs Racers. There was a temporary delay at 12:40, and then it started moving again at 12:53.
Yeah. So
I wrote down the times for some reason. I guess I was bored. I don't know.
it wasn't too bad.
No, it wasn't too bad.
I would have loved to have done this ride again.
Yes, it's
At
a
least
great
once,
ride.
but-
But again, it was crazy. So many people there.
It was super,
Yeah.
super crazy. We did get snacks at the Cozy Cone. I think we all got soft
We got
serves.
soft serve. I think the other things that were there, so they have popcorn, they have soft serve, they have nachos.
I think so. And they have churros.
Do they have churros?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, churro cone.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the interesting thing to note, because I didn't realize this at all, and this may be new, you actually have to mobile order for all of those stands. It's not like you can just walk up and purchase there. You have to mobile order.
Yeah.
So just be aware, if you want to get soft serve or a churro or something like that, you have to mobile order through the app to get something there at the Cozy Cone Motel.
And we also ate at Flo's V8 Cafe. And that was good. Just a little quick service, nice and fun.
Yeah.
Cars Land is amazing at night.
Yes, absolutely.
It's
stunning.
gorgeous. Just the lighting, the neon, everything.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Yep. And then the one thing I just want to touch on real quickly, we mentioned it in the food episode, but I want to circle back here. Flo's V8 Cafe gets really slammed for lunch.
Yes.
But if you walk around back of the building, basically behind Flo's, and you're overlooking the Radiator Springs Raceway track, there's a ton of shaded seating back there that it seems like most people don't know about. Like people were fighting and hovering over the tables that were out front, like where the gas pumps are at Flo's, and there was hardly anybody in back. So just pro tip, go out back.
Keep looking.
That's right. Just keep walking. Just keep walking.
Yeah. Next on the list is the Pacific Wharf area.
Yeah. And my favorite attraction, the bakery tour.
Bakery tour. That's the one attraction there. Dining. Oh my goodness. There's so much dining there because that's kind of what this place is for. There's the Pacific Wharf Distribution Co., Cocina Cucamonga Mexican Grill, Lucky Fortune Cookery, Rita's Baja Blenders, Pacific Wharf Cafe, Ghirardelli Soda Fountain and Chocolate Shop. That's very important. Magic Key Terrace, which is only for Magic Key pass holders, annual pass holders.
Right.
Mendocino Terrace, Wine Country Trattoria, Sonoma Terrace, and Cappuccino Cart.
Indeed. Yeah, there's
It's a long list.
There's a long list, but it's basically a big kind of food area.
Yeah.
Then the bakery tour is the Boudin sourdough factory. Oh my God. The place smells so good.
It smelled so good. It was kind of interesting just learning about
the history of San
of
Francisco sourdough.
Yeah. And I did a quick stop in the Ghirardelli soda fountain because chocolate and Ghirardelli and yum. There's a lot of yummy options in there. I don't think we didn't buy anything in there, but it was kind of neat to see.
But we should have.
We should have. Yes. Oh, well.
We did go back and get, for our trip home, we got a giant sourdough Mickey head.
Yes, we did.
That we enjoyed on our travels home as snack in the car.
Yes, indeed.
So pro tip, if you're on a road trip, get yourself a Mickey head, sourdough Mickey head for the way home.
Good stuff. And one of the kind of cool things about this area is it includes the wharf area and just right outside it across the bridge as well. There's a little photo spot. It looks like a huge net of fish.
Oh, yeah.
And there's a place where somebody can walk over to that and look like they are in the big net of fish.
It's cute.
Trying to remember to post the picture we have of the kids looking like they just got caught.
Yeah.
And you can also find Goofy and his son Max occasionally fishing off of the wharf.
Yeah.
And sometimes Goofy will catch a pair of boxers that have hearts all over them. I think we saw them. We were having breakfast.
Yeah, we did.
And we saw them over there.
Yeah. There's a little bridge there that goes over towards the Pixar Pier from the wharf.
That's right.
And there are tables on the bridge. So we enjoyed breakfast there one morning.
Yes, that's what it is. And I don't know if this is included in that area, that nice open area in front of Pixar Pier. I think that Pacific Wharf is a part of that.
Yeah.
Where we saw the bands.
Yeah.
So there were bands playing when we were there for the Food and Wine Festival. And one of them was the Fat Cat Swingers.
Oh, they were so good.
So good. They're really, really good. And they're playing swing style Disney tunes.
Yeah.
And their singer's great. The horns were great.
Honestly,
all of them were great.
Yeah.
And Sterling got to dancing dancing to the tunes.
Yeah.
And he had a wonderful time doing that. As we've said before, he loves to dance.
Yep.
And just, yeah.
Yeah, good times. And then also over there, we're kind of working our way over kind of into Pixar Pier in that area, but that's zone, if you will, is where most of the carts for the California Adventure Food and Wine Festival were.
Yep.
And there was such good food. Now, we're not going to dive into that here. That was all part of our food episode. But yeah, lots of great stuff. Alicia and I also got to enjoy a wine tasting event with Skywalker Vineyards over at Sonoma Terrace. And that wine was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
They had a rosé, a Chardonnay, and a Pinot Noir.
Yeah.
And Alicia's not a huge wine fan. I am not a white wine fan. And we both instantly fell in love with that rosé.
Yep.
Like it was so good.
Yeah. I love that they have an area like that where they can do events.
Yeah.
Like the Sonoma Terrace. And then there's the Wine Country restaurant as well right there. And I believe the top part of that is where they have the Magic Key Terrace, where they've changed that to where the annual pass holders for Disneyland can have their own little area.
Yeah, that makes sense. So without further ado, we'll talk about Pixar Pier.
There you go.
And the attractions at Pixar Pier include the Incredicoaster, which, so good. Jesse's Critter Carousel, Toy Story Midway Mania, Games of Pixar Pier, the Pixar Pal Around, and the Inside Out Emotional Whirlwind.
In dining over at Pixar Pier, we have the Lamplight Lounge, the Lamplight Lounge Boardwalk Dining, the adorable Snowman Frosted Treats, Jack Cookie Num Nums, Poultry Palace, Senor Buzz Churros, and Angry Dogs.
Incredicoaster.
Yeah.
Oh.
Love Incredicoaster. Now, our first time going on Incredicoaster, well...
We had a 2319. Well,
yeah.
We didn't.
No, we didn't.
Somebody did.
Somebody did, and we didn't notice it, or it was not noticed until we got into the seats.
Right.
And unfortunately, some of it was on my seat.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it was just on the head, like on the hand part.
Oh, yeah.
But thankfully, we had like cleaner stuff.
Yeah,
that was kind of nasty.
So somebody hurled on the ride.
Yes.
While it was going before us.
Yeah.
And we were using kind of the rider assist. So we sat down before they let kind of most of the other people in. And so we were able to flag that situation to the cast members before anybody else sat down. And we didn't sit, like it was, I think 2 cars, like so
it was
like
up a little bit farther.
4 or 5 rows in front of us, but
it was just a little tiny bit. The cool thing was we got to see them moving the train
backwards
back into the other area. So they like move the whole track itself moves over.
Yeah.
So the switch, I guess, is what it is.
Yeah.
So it went back over there. Then we saw them switch it back, and the new train come in.
Yeah.
However, when the new train came in, something happened on, I think it was one of the other trains.
Yeah.
Where the shoulder harness wasn't able to latch down on somebody's.
Right.
And that is obviously a safety issue.
Yes.
So they cleared everybody out because the shoulder harness wasn't working.
Right.
And they shut down the ride.
And then it was late. Like it was like a half hour or 45 minutes before California Adventure closed. Probably a half hour, I think, at that point.
Yeah.
And so they just, they shut down the ride because at that point they need to inspect like all of everything. And so yeah, it was determined that the best thing to do was just close for the night.
Yep.
And so we got kind of do anything, anywhere pass, or at least that's how it was described to us. And then we tried to go use it over at Indiana Jones because Disneyland was open another 2 hours,
Yeah.
and we're told that that we couldn't use it there.
And we'll get into that in just a little bit.
Okay.
Let's finish with Pixar Pier.
Okay.
Here.
Sorry.
It's all right. But that's a good thing to bring up.
Yeah.
So we did do Incredicoaster another couple of times throughout the trip. One of them was just a standby. Actually, both the other ones were just standbys. We just waited about a half hour to get on. It's just such a fun ride.
Yeah.
So the other times we got to do it, one of them was in the very front.
Yes.
Which I got some great video footage. We'll figure out how to post that.
Yeah.
And then the other was in the back.
Very
so
back.
I got in the very front, in the very back. I prefer the back on roller coasters.
I do too.
I mean, it wasn't that it was bad in the front. It's definitely a different viewpoint.
Yeah.
But I think you feel like you get whipped around a little more when you're in the back.
In the back. Yeah. Yeah. The front visually is amazing.
Yes.
But when you crest over a hill and the back is still getting, click, pushed up.
Yeah.
You basically are suspended for a little bit. Whereas if you're all the way in the back, like as soon as you hit that hill, like you're gone.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Incredicoaster was great. Sterling got to see Frozone at Edna Mode also.
That was cool.
Just out and about over in an area on the boardwalk area.
Yep, next to the launch for the roller coaster.
Now, we wanted to get a Num Num cookie. Crowds being as they were
insane.
We were unable to get Jack Num Num cookie.
We rode this ride actually 4 times the whole time we were there.
Yeah.
Because we had Genie Plus the last day we were there.
Right. Yeah.
So 4 attempts, we were 0 for 4 on being able to get Num Num cookies.
Yes, we could have waited in line for the cookie.
It was
really long.
It was like 40 people in line for, no.
We were able to do Toy Story Midway Mania once as well. And Nathan got like a special car on this one.
Oh, that's right. Because we were in the ECVs. And so the loading area for those is kind of separate. And then they move the vehicle into the main track. And, I didn't need it, but I got into the adaptive seat. And so instead of having to pull a rope on the back
string,
of the shooter, there was a big button on top. And so, I could shoot a lot faster with the button.
Oh my gosh, my wrist hurts so much after that ride. It's a lot of fun though.
I will admit that the button did not help my score at all. It just plummeted my accuracy because I could shoot faster.
Oh, well, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. We spent a good half hour or so just sitting on the boardwalk and watching the Incredicoaster go by over and over and over again and just relaxing.
People watching.
And watching the cast members that were working on the World of Color stuff.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
They're doing stuff over there. That was fun. Oh, we did go on the Pixar Pal Around. Did we talk about that yet?
Not yet.
Okay. And we went on the swinging side of it.
Yeah, we did.
That big, huge Ferris wheel.
Love it. Love it. Come on.
I hadn't been on this one before.
Love it.
This one, I am not prone to motion sickness, and this one made my tummy a little queasy.
I'm sorry.
I was not expecting that.
Sterling and I loved it.
Yes. Yeah, you guys loved it. Caitlin and I apparently
did not.
No. I haven't really had that problem on a ride before. It was not a pleasant feeling. I was not expecting that.
So if you don't know, this is like a giant Ferris wheel like you'd see like in Seattle or in London.
Or Orlando. They have the one there too.
Except I think it's like 2/3 of the cars, instead of having a fixed axle on the outside of the wheel, they're actually on an elliptical track. And so as the giant wheel slowly turns around, your car swings back and forth and then, launches forward like 15 feet and then stops and, swings. And
Like a mini roller coaster on a
so
Ferris wheel.
I love it. I love it so
Ferris wheel,
much.
yeah.
Anyhow,
Yeah.
not for everybody, but
I was not expecting my reaction to that. Meh.
I'm sorry.
Oh well, I'll stick on the stationary side, I guess. So there were a couple of oddities with passes that we got from rides breaking down, something like that. So with this one, we got passes for the Incredicoaster, and we were told by the cast members we could use it anywhere.
Right.
It was not the case.
No.
We went over to Disneyland because it was open for 2 hours later.
Right.
And we were like, okay, well, cool. Let's go use it on Indiana Jones. We tried to do that and we're told,
no,
sorry, it does not work on this one.
Right. And the cast member over at Incredicoaster actually said you can use it on Indy when he was talking to somebody else.
Yeah.
But it's okay. Now, that said, the cast member who was over at Indy was amazing and let us on.
Yes.
Because we were in an ECV. And so we had gone to the ECV entrance anyway. He just let us on. And we figured, oh, well, I guess those passes are gone.
Yeah.
Not a big deal. Woke up the next day and they're still sitting in our accounts.
Yeah.
And we could use them. We're like, sweet.
Yes. Now, Sterling and I had another kind of incident where with the Matterhorn,
it broke down.
It broke down and we got passes for that. And he and I went back and used those and learned that you do not just want to use your regular park ticket to redeem passes because it will use any of the passes. And it ended up using our Rise of the Resistance pass.
That's right.
Instead of our Matterhorn pass. You can go in and select what pass you want.
Right. So what Alicia's referring to is if you look at the app, when you get one of these passes, it actually shows up as a specific item in the app that you can go and redeem. Now, the other thing you can do is just say, when you go to redeem a pass, is they could just scan your ticket.
Your park ticket.
And so that's why it pulled the wrong thing.
It just, I don't know. It just grabbed one of them.
Yeah.
And I don't remember how I found this out. I was just looking through. I was like, wait a minute.
I found this out.
Oh, you found this out.
Because I looked and all of a sudden your Matterhorn passes were still there, but only Caitlin and I had Rise of the Resistance passes left.
And the Redemption Experience passes, there's different levels.
Right.
Like they are used, you can only use them at certain attractions or all attractions, just depending on them. So I went to a cast member and explained the situation, and she's like, oh, I'm sorry that happened. Here, let me fix this for you. And they can see, there's all sorts of stuff that they can see on their end. They can see a history. They can see exactly what you were on. And she's like, here, let me give you, these are good anywhere today. And it was already really late.
Yeah, it was late.
And I asked, is there any way that we can get these? We just want Rise of the Resistance. We don't need any other ones. Can we get specifically for Rise of Resistance good for tomorrow? And she's like, oh yeah, sure. Yeah. Don't worry about it. I'll set this all up for you. And she gave us basically carte blanche anywhere until May 11th.
Yeah. It was kind of ridiculous.
I'm like, okay.
Well, I mean, for one ride, it wasn't like we could go do anything over and over. It was just one ride.
It was just one experience.
Yes.
Good at any ride in the park.
You basically got a golden ticket.
Yeah. Which I wasn't expecting. I really just wanted to get the Rise of the Resistance one for the next day.
If Rise of the Resistance is down and you get a pass, to redeem, that is the golden ticket.
Yeah.
You can use that.
That's true.
Anywhere.
Yeah. So if you do have a redemption experience from a ride going down, you can go in and look up that specific ticket, and it will tell you what rides it is good on and what rides it is not good on.
Yep. If my memory serves, it'll actually say kind of towards the bottom, it'll say good on select rides, and there's a little link that says learn more, and it pops over to the page.
It'll list
exactly
it'll
where
list
what
rides are good and what rides aren't.
Yep.
Oh, we have, you know what? We have more areas of California Adventure.
Absolutely.
We need to go over here.
Okay, let's hop on it here.
The next one is Paradise Gardens Park. And the attractions there are Silly Symphony Swings, Goofy's Sky School, Jumpin' Jellyfish, Golden Zephyr, and Little Mermaid Ariel's Undersea Adventure.
And for dining, we have Bayside Brews, Boardwalk Pizza and Pasta, Paradise Garden Grill, and Corn Dog Castle.
Yes.
I always think of this as just an extension of Paradise Pier. I forget that they consider it like something else.
Pixar Pier.
Is that what I said?
You said Paradise Pier.
Sure. It used to be Paradise Pier.
It did used to be Paradise Pier. Let's see. When we were there, Boardwalk Pizza and Pasta had just opened up. There was the beer garden over there as well.
The beer garden for the Food and Wine
Festival. Yeah. There's one thing we did while we were there, and that was the Goofy Sky School. We had gotten Lightning Lane tickets for that. We went on this, and honestly, it was the most terrifying ride I have ever been on. I don't know how to say it other than that. It was just me, Caitlin, and Sterling. Nathan didn't want to go on it. And yeah, I don't think I'll go on it again. I don't know what it was about it. My brain just went weird on this ride. Like, I had this odd thing of like, we're going to fly right off of the track. I don't know if it's because it's just a flat track. There's no
it's not banked
banking
at all.
on it at all, but ooh, I did not like this at all.
And those cars are small.
The cars are small. Yeah.
It's a kiddie coaster.
Sterling liked it. I don't think Caitlin liked it. I think it was the same thing with her. She was like, that was terrifying. Yeah. And the cast member laughed. He's like, yeah, a lot of people say that. I was like, okay, I'm not alone on that one. We did not, let's see, Silly Symphony Swings. No, there's absolutely no way I will go on anything like that. We didn't do Little Mermaid, and I think it's just because that was super packed as well. Because I kind of like that ride. I think it's a neat little story. I've always loved Little Mermaid because, she's the first redheaded princess.
Soft spot.
Soft spot. Yep.
Yeah. A lot of this stuff is kind of set up for, if the parents and big kids are in Incredicoaster for a long line, and you've got a little one with you that needs to do some smaller, less intense rides. That's what this whole area is really kind of geared for. There's a bunch of variations on, spinning chairs and things like that. Yeah. So yeah, it's good. And, evidently, Goofy Sky School can kill you. So
no,
okay, maybe not really.
Makes my brain think it can. The last area is Grizzly Peak.
Yeah, this is super well themed to California.
Yep. The attractions there are the Redwood Creek Challenge Trail, the Grizzly River Run, and Soarin'.
Yeah, and dining, we've got Smoke Jumpers Grill and Refreshment Point.
Now while we were down there, Soarin' over California was back.
Yeah.
That was really awesome.
Yeah.
I was very happy that this was going on when we were there.
Yeah, it's the OG Soarin' movie, if you will. And I will say, I enjoyed it. It's not the standard Soarin' around the world that they have over in Epcot, and that's usually there. And everybody loves it. But I think Soarin' around the world is technically executed better. The transitions between scenes are way better.
Yeah.
This was just herky-jerky, and then all of a sudden you're somewhere else.
Yeah.
But it was still cool.
And it still smelled delicious.
Yes.
I love all the smells that they have. Yeah.
Speaking of delicious, Smoke Jumpers.
Yeah.
Was
that was
amazing.
a yummy place.
Yeah.
Good burgers.
Yeah.
And that specialty orange creamsicle drink that I had was so yummy.
And rum and Coke, or the Jack and Coke slushy wasn't too bad either.
Yes.
Grizzly River Run. Alicia took one for the team.
Yep. Sterling and I went on this. And just the people that we were in the little raft with were so fun.
Oh, nice.
It was just a fun family. I think there was one lady on the ride that was not an English speaker. Like, I don't think she spoke English at all because there was some translation from the other people going on. But just, I guess, seeing Sterling's reaction to everything, she got a kick out of it. She thought it was the funniest thing. It was a fun ride. We didn't get soaking wet last time I had been on this ride.
We did.
I think it was just me and Caitlin last time, maybe.
I went last time.
You did too?
Yeah.
Okay.
We got
Or no, Sterling. Yeah, it was all
soaked.
4 of us. We got soaked. Sterling and I actually had to get new clothing.
Yes.
We got so soaked.
Yes. We had to go buy towels at the strategically placed
That's right.
merch shop right at the
Yes.
end.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was bad. But this time it wasn't too bad.
The Redwood Creek Challenge Trail, we didn't go down. But I believe Raya is in there.
Oh.
From Raya and the Last Dragon. I remember walking by it and seeing the signage there. I would have liked to have gone to see her, but again, crazy busy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just
Everything
didn't
was
work
along
out.
lines.
Yeah. No, we also did jump over to Grand Californian,
Yes.
and had a little bit. We had lunch there, and we also had a nice little mini tour of the area
Oh yeah.
from
one of the security guards.
one of the security guards. He was so nice.
We went over to see if they had any DVC like example rooms. I fully expected they didn't. But,
Yeah.
Just in case.
Yeah, and Fred was the security guard
Yeah.
there. He gave us a nice little history tour as well.
It was great.
Yeah,
It was great. And yeah, we may have been able to see a room. We can neither confirm nor deny.
yep. He brought us over to the DVC, like their offices. They have little
Yeah.
offices over there, and we talked with the people there, and they said because that hotel is in such high demand, they don't have rooms available for touring.
Right. So
But we got a nice little just area tour, I guess, and history overview from
Yeah.
Fred. So that was kind of fun.
yeah. And we also talked to them a little bit about the new DVC tower that is going to be built over at the Disneyland Hotel and that kind of campus just right near there. And they really are more positive than I am. And we'll see how much of that is a sales job or not.
Maybe optimistic about it. Yeah.
That having that tower open for DVC members will provide significant relief and allow folks like us who don't own at Grand Californian to actually use DVC points to stay at in California. We'll see if that works out or not.
Yeah. I think
I'm optimistic, but I have a healthy pessimism as well.
I think one of the reasons we don't go down there as much as we want to is just because we really can't use our points in an optimal manner
Right.
in order to procure hotel rooms.
Right.
I mean, we can use it for Disneyland Hotel, but the price per point isn't as good as if we used it just as a regular DVC stay.
Right. And then you just get a hotel room. Like you
Yeah.
don't get
Yeah, that's true.
You don't get a DVC suite.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we'll see how it goes.
We'll see how it goes.
Yep.
I do want to talk briefly about the ticketing and getting into the parks, both Disneyland and California Adventure.
Yeah.
So for this trip, we had a 5-day ticket set and then a 2-day ticket set.
Mm-hmm.
And when you do tickets, you have to get tickets, but then you also have to make park reservations with those tickets. So just having the tickets is not enough. You have to reserve a park for every day that you're going to be there.
Not a fan.
Yeah. And something that Caitlin and I found out was we were on our second set of tickets, so our 2-day set. We went over to California Adventure. It was, I think, middle of the day or so when we finally made it over there. And we had to get our picture taken again.
Yeah.
Because it was the new set of tickets.
Yep.
And I'm not exactly sure what happened, but they took a picture of me for Caitlin's ticket instead.
Oh no.
So we were there for a good 15 minutes at the ticket counter while they tried to fix this.
Oh no.
It was unfortunate. They had to have a supervisor come over. She was talking to the ticket agent and the cast member trying to figure everything out. And then she had to go somewhere else and delete the picture or something. I don't know. She had to go somewhere else.
Wow.
Inside the park to fix this. When she was done, she came back and said, okay, it's set. You can take the new picture.
That's insane.
It took a lot longer than I was expecting it to take. And it totally shut down that lane.
Oh my gosh.
I was thinking, okay, well, we can just move out of the way and you can get other people through. But they couldn't do that. They had to shut down that entire lane that we were in. Yeah. Obviously, we got through, and it sucked, but I wasn't going to get all up in arms about it. I mean,
No, I mean, it's not. Let me put it this way. It is not the people at the gate. It's not their fault or the supervisor's fault that whoever designed that system did not empower those folks to easily undo a picture.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, that is a systems design failure.
Yes, it took a long time. Yeah.
I hadn't heard that story.
Oh, yes. Yeah,
That's crap.
Yeah. And there were a couple of times where we were in line to get into the park where we found kind of areas that were better to be in than others on the Disneyland side, not necessarily in the California Adventure side.
Yeah.
Although I think in California Adventure, if you stick to the very middle, it's better because you have people coming in from the main gate area and you have people coming in from the downtown Disney area. Or Disney, I don't even remember which one this one is. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Downtown Disney.
Downtown Disney.
That's the side where all the hotels are as well. All the Disney hotels.
Yeah.
So people tend to go to the nearest line. So if you stick to the middle, they're typically faster. Now, if you go over into Disneyland, if you look for the lines that are right next to the trees, there's a couple, 2 or 3 trees that are like right in front of ticket taker booths. And you have these, on these days, we have these huge lines that were streaming like past the middle of that courtyard between the Disneyland and California Adventure entrances. Like, that's how busy it was. Every single line was backed up.
So crazy.
It was insane. But if you get in a line that goes like to one of those trees, like it basically splits into 2 actual gates. And so it goes way faster. In fact, one of the ones we discovered our way into split twice.
Yes. Just from the tree placement. It was weird.
It's awesome.
That was a nice little discovery.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's like that every time or if it just happened to work out for us then.
Yeah, people dynamics, who knows? But it sure worked out for us a couple times while we were there. So, yeah, if you have a long line and you're going into Disneyland at the gate, try to find a spot that's got a tree, and there's a decent chance that you may get in a little faster.
Yes, indeed. This was an amazing trip.
Yeah, it was.
It was crazy busy, but it was an amazing trip.
Yep.
I was sad to leave.
Yeah.
Our trip back seemed a little longer. I was not feeling well the second travel day at all. Not sure what it was. Just a little tummy ache thing.
You were just sad to be leaving Disneyland. Yeah.
But yeah, road trip, good times. I don't know if we'll do another road trip or not.
I don't know. Time will tell.
Yeah.
We'll be in the future. We'll be back down to 2 drivers again.
Yep.
I think, honestly, if it's just you and me, and we've got a couple weeks, and it's it's part of a larger trip.
Yeah.
Probably. If we're trying to make time because we're squeezing something in on a school break, probably not.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
We'll see. But this was fun, even though it was ridiculously busy.
Yeah.
There are things that we missed, but we'll just have to go back again.
Oh, shucks.
Next time, we are going to be talking about the Disneyland Genie Plus experience. Yep.
Leave it at that.
Yes, indeed. Now, please remember, we are not travel agents, and while we can offer our opinions and suggestions, we do recommend that you work with a travel agent to plan your perfect vacation.
If you have questions or suggestions, send us an email at podcast@adventuresandmousecapades.com. Please follow us on social media. We're at Our Mousecapades. And if you have a minute, please give us a rating and review in your podcast app to help people find us. Thanks so much for listening. See you next week.
Thank
Thank you for flying Star Tours. Bye-bye.